We just had another solo tournament yesterday, and we now know a lot of the pro players that are going to be qualified for the overall solo series finals in 2 weeks time. I'm going to discuss that in this video. I also want to talk about who Mongraal's new duo is, as well as some other team updates. Let's get straight into it. So if you've been following EU this season, you probably have a good idea of who Mongraal's duo is already. If you don't know, Mongraal is now playing with Mixon. They tried together last week because Combeck was on holiday. They managed to qualify for the Divisional Cup finals, coming 34th. Not the best performance, but they clearly were happy playing with each other because they're now an official duo. I have to say, I was initially skeptical about this pairing. I did just think it was a fill whilst Combeck was away, but no, it seems like these guys are going to be a real team. For me, this duo could work, but it is a little bit of a surprise. We've heard Mongraal talk about how he wants to learn to be an IGL so he can take more control over his own games, but with this, he's going to be the fragger. Mixon obviously is an IGL, so Mongraal will be playing in the more fighting role. Mixon is a player who has had a good year. He managed to qualify for globals with Focus and Apple. With the Divisional Cup Open starting tomorrow, we'll see if this team can build on last week's performance. So let's get into the solo series. Yesterday was week 5 of 6, meaning we only have 1 week of competition left, so we know a lot of the players that are going to be qualified for the overall finals. I won't discuss the results from this week too heavily, I'd rather focus on the overall leaderboard, but shout out for Burke for coming first this week, the Danish pro, a very good performance from him. So if we take a look at the overall top 10, we can see a lot of the same names in previous weeks. We've got Fishy X in first place. He's had a brilliant campaign so far, has to be one of the favourites to win the overall finals. Karama just behind him in second. He's had a series of exceptional performances as well. And then to run through the rest of the top 10, we've got Darky, Hari, Eyedrop, Shark, Vico, Ping, Haris and Tarps. Now listen, the order in the top 10 doesn't really matter because all those players are qualified anyway. I'll now go through some of the other players that are in the top 100. Not all of them are qualified yet for sure, but most of them are. So here's some players in the top 100 that are on track to make the overall finals. Good news for Mr. Savage fans as he's currently in range. We've also got a lot of Danish players in range: Fredoxy, Marius, Chino, Sky and Scroll. I'll run through some of the other big names. Obviously this isn't everyone. Take a look at the full leaderboard if you're interested, but we've got Malabuka, Teeny, Chicho, Demus, Chap, Pixie, Focused, Moneymaker and Panzer. There's a lot of big names currently outside the top 100 and therefore not on track to qualify for the overall finals. Mongraal is currently outside of qualifying range, so he'll need to have a strong week 6. The Globals champion Queasy also currently outside of range, as is Swizzy and Moustache, so that whole trio struggling a little bit in the solo series. Cami and Seti also outside the top 100, as is Pix as well. And to run through some of the other big names: Venno, Vanya, Podesai, Reason, Tayson and Vidil all currently aren't inside the top 100. Before we discuss which EU pros did well on NA Central, let's go over the elimination stats. As you can see, over the last 5 weeks, Flixie is currently the leader with 367 eliminations. He's followed by Marius with 360 and then Chap with 357. Shark and Khan are close by in 4th and 5th, and then rounding off the top 10 we have Vox, Cheaton, Yassen, Mason and Ankido. Now let's discuss which EU pros are doing well on the NA Central solo series. So in week 5, the highest placing EU player was Panzer in 43rd place, but obviously we're more interested in the overall leaderboard. So as of right now, I believe there are 6 EU pros inside the top 100. If I'm missing anyone, I do apologise. I did try to look for everyone I could. In 33rd, the leader, we have Karama. Unsurprisingly, we all know how good he is at solos. In 54th, there's Panzer. In 68th, there's Cade. 78th we have Persev, I'm not sure if I'm saying that name right, he's a Spanish pro. 79th we have King Cringe, and in 92nd we have Murfind. With the 100k solo LAN in Hamburg on the 25th of October and the solo series overall finals the day after, there's clearly a lot of focus on solos as a game mode, but let's not forget about duos. We do have some EU pros that are looking for teammates. Ghost needs a new duo, Gabix, the Italian controller player, is looking for a new teammate, so is Lixium, and also so is Kovacs. Let me know in the comments what you thought about the video. Do you think Mongraal and Mixon is a good duo, or do you want to see Mongraal playing with someone else? Who do you think is the favourite to win the solo series? I want to know what you guys think. Thank you very much for watching, see you in the next video.